While you're out there, make sure not to judge a house too quickly based on first appearances. Today, I want to share with you 8 things to look for when touring a home, and we're going to get started. Hello and welcome back to All Things Tennessee with me, Ben Barredo, your local real estate pro and relocation expert for East Tennessee. Today I'm going to tell you about 8 things to look for when touring a home. 8 things that you should be looking for when you're at a showing. Listen, we tend to fall in love with, or we're averted from, a house based on immediate exterior impressions or even photos and stuff we see online. But there's often much more to be discovered, whether it be untapped potential or hidden damages. The best way to truly get a feel for a home is to have a look for yourself via a home tour. Now, most likely you'll be taking it all in during the first home tour, getting a feel for the layout, the overall space, the location, and seeing if the home delivers on any of the items on your wish list for your dream home. Now, in some cases, maybe you've already seen the home and have fallen in love with it. Listen, no matter the circumstances though, it's a good practice to schedule a follow-up tour where you can spend more time inspecting the home. You can do this as part of the home inspection or as a separate visit during the inspection period. Just make sure you have the seller's permission to be there, and if you don't have your own license, make sure you're there with a licensed realtor. So discovering damages or issues that could cause you problems in the future is super important. Unforeseen home repairs can get costly, and the last thing that any of us want during the home buying process is additional costs or fees. You're about to drop down tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a home. The last thing you want to do is spend more money after you do all that. So make sure to break out a pen, paper, take notes so you know what to keep an eye out for when you do your home tour. Here's a quick tip. Bring a camera, pen, and paper, and make sure to record what you see, what you uncover. It might even be beneficial to create a checklist that you can carry with you. Another quick tip, remember the home you're considering will go through a professional inspection, but it's always a good idea to raise concerns when you see them and to ask a professional to keep an eye out on those things. Make sure to take good notes and share those with your inspector. Okay, so the first thing you want to look for is obvious, and that's visible damages. There's going to be damages that are easy to see with the naked eye, but may not always be eye-catching. So you got to look for these things. Some common things to look for would be cracks in ceilings, along walls where the door frame is, or floors that could be somewhat unstable or have slopes. Another quick tip, bring a ball with you. If you think there's a slope, put it on the floor and see if the ball stays still or if it rolls in a certain direction. Also, look for stains on ceilings, walls, and floors. These could be indicators of past or present water damage, mold, or excess moisture. Other visible damages may include windows, cracks in the window panes, or fog caught up in between window panes. Some experts recommend bringing a screwdriver to gently press into a window seal to check for rot. I don't suggest you do that. You don't want to be responsible for breaking anything. So we talked about the obvious things. Now let's talk about the subtle things or latent defects. While you're on the tour, take a moment and sit down in each room and just look around and observe. Don't focus on anything. Maybe even close your eyes. What do you hear? What do you smell? Do you feel comfortable? Are there walls that you don't like? Are there things that you already want to change? How much would these things cost you? If there's a lot to change right off the bat, then it's important to keep in mind the additional immediate costs you're going to face to make that home your dream home. Number 3 are malfunctions. Now, during the home tour, don't feel like you're overstepping or being rude by testing things. Here are things that you should be testing or make sure are tested during your home inspection. One thing you could consider doing is buying a hair dryer or something that you can plug into the outlets and to make sure they all work. You make sure to try light switches and see what they go to. Flush toilets, check piping, run the sinks and the showers. Note the water pressure and temperature. Look under sinks. Look for leaks under the sinks. Run the garbage disposal. Don't start Don't start things like dishwashers, but pop it open and see if it's been used recently. Turn on the HVAC, then turn it off. Test the cool air. Alright, the fourth thing you want to do is consider the year the home was made. Again, many older homes could have been built with what we now consider hazardous materials or have been renovated haphazardly over the years. If touring an older home, ask if the home still has asbestos insulation or lead-based paint. Older homes are also known for having older electrical and plumbing systems. You may ask to have a contractor or professional join you on your home tour to look at these things and properly evaluate the systems in the house. And most importantly, give you an idea of costs associated with renovating those things if older systems are still in place. Keep in mind, not all older homes have issues, and a lot of new homes have issues. So it's not about the house being old versus new. Just, be aware of what you could be running into in the house. The fifth thing are outdoor features and structures. Now, while you're outside, inspect the overall grounds of the home as well as the exterior features that are especially expensive to repair. If applicable, check the state of a septic tank, water heater, well, HVAC system, the garage door, does it open, does it close, the deck, does the deck look like it's still got some life left in it, pop your head into crawl space, check foundation for cracks, check the shed. Be sure not to only look at the state of these items, but also if they're operating. The next thing to be aware of are threats from nature. Now keep an eye out for home proximity to things that could be a natural hazard. Low-hanging trees, old dying trees, waterways that are subject to flooding. Your agent should be able to easily look this up. You can easily look this up online. Landscaping that may cause flood or pooling of rainwater on the property that could cause foundation issues. Insurance may cover some of these things. It may not cover all these things. If it fits within your budget, then it isn't going to be a problem to consider buying a home with some of these existing issues. Like, for example, if you will have to have flooding insurance, it's going to cost more, but maybe you can afford it. In some cities, some of these natural hazards are inevitable, and you already know that if you live there. Therefore, protection is important, but if it's too much of a risk, then don't purchase that property. Just move on to something else. Listen, before getting to the last two things to look for, make sure to check out last week's video where I did a similar video about things to look for when buying a home. Some of those points I touched in this video again, but some of them I didn't, so make sure to check it out. You can watch that by clicking here or following the link in the description. Also, if you're thinking of moving to East Tennessee and you need a realtor, or you just have questions about East Tennessee in general that's not covered on this channel, make sure to go back and check out all the videos. But if you don't feel like doing that even, give me a shout. My contact information is right here. It's always in the description. It's real easy to get a hold of me. And listen, while you're here, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out. It's free. It takes you should be done already. That's how fast it is. Alright, the seventh thing that you should be looking at are neighbors and the neighborhood. A pivotal factor when touring and assessing a home is both the neighborhood as well as direct neighbors. Be mindful it's not just if you look like or if you like the folks or not, but also because they may not live there forever. But also just look at the state of their home and their property. Are there trees and structures on the property that could pose a threat to yours? Does it look like there's possible dispute over encroachment and property boundary? What does the condition of their home look like overall? Are there a lot of the loud sounds that are coming from their house? Do other neighbors complain about other neighbors? In this category, I recommend coming back at different times of the day and really just kind of hanging out with the windows down in your car, everything, turn the car off and just listen. Alright, the eighth thing to look at is the roof. Yes, this is obvious, but the cost to repair a roof could be one of the most expensive things you would have to deal with purchasing a home. Be prepared. Inspecting the roof of your prospective new home may be a tough job. According to the American Society of Home Inspectors, there is no exact specification on how roof inspections are conducted. Some inspectors walk the roof physically. Some inspectors use drones to inspect the roof. Some inspectors just check the underside of the roof in the attic space. The industry pro you're using recommends that whatever it is you do, make sure that your inspector has a plan. They explain to you exactly how they do their roof inspection, and if necessary, hire a roofer to go out and do a quick inspection for you. Just make sure you get that scheduled with the sellers and they have permission to be on their property and on top of their house. As you can see, there is more you can do to ensure a house is a fit for you and your family besides a 30-minute to a 1-hour home tour. Purchasing a house, for many people, is the biggest purchase of their lifetime. It should take more than a single showing to convince you that this house is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars, depending on who you are and where you are. Well, hey, that's it for today's video. I really hope you appreciate it. I hope you liked it. The video of the other week, I kind of did a similar topic, but I felt like this one was just a little bit more better. Chef's kiss, a little bit more in depth. So I hope you liked it. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you need anything, give me a call. And until next time, have a good one, and we'll see you then. Bye.